action.
Okay, so we have here the piece of paper is enough to pour the impression. Plastic tray is not necessary, and your impression is ready with the bubbleizer is already applied. Your water is 40 milliliter water. We cut here the 140 gram bag. We make sure that all the powder stays in. Use everything. I always prefer to pour the water first. It's faster to mix, because now it's time sensitive. And of course follow always the instruction on the bag itself. Okay, so we have now hand mix 10 to 15 seconds, and so we pour. Try to leave always the edges of your bowl clean, so the seal later will be very tight. We put the powder into the water, hit the bag with a spatula a little bit, make sure all the powder in. Wet the powder, not necessarily mixing very much, just make sure that your powder is wet. 5-10 seconds, that's all. And then clean the spatula with the blade of the vacuum mixer, of the bowl. That's it. And then seal, close, and start to mix. So apply the tube to the cover and start mixing. Now make sure that my indicator, it is on the green spot. This is a sign where the vacuum is 100% applied. If you don't see the indicator on the green spot, it doesn't work properly. So you have to make sure that this is very crucial, that the indicator on the green. You have 20 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. You can put the switch on, so we stay on for the vacuum. And then we are done. Take it off. You can shake it, of course, on this under vacuum. And then take the vacuum off. When you see the indicator, it's completely on zero. That's a sign where you can pull the tube off the cover. And now you are ready to pour your impression. So make sure that the blade you take whatever is on the blade, on the stone. Put it right in the sink, so you don't need it for now. And then you turn on the vibrator. This is a very important step, where you start pouring the impression. Very small amount into the molar, almost retromolar areas. So you take very small amount and you just slide your buffalo knife against the retromolar area, this way here. And let it run into the adjacent teeth all the way to the anterior. Same thing from the other side. And apply, control the pressure if necessary, to ensure that the stone is running very small amount and very thin layer is wetting all the surfaces of the teeth. So as you see, it's very small amount, and that is wet now all the surface. And now you can start with lower the vibration and apply bigger amounts to fill the impression. Same technique from the molar areas, trying to keep the stone completely within the impression, not to run off at all. So most of your area is the teeth is full. So you take it off the vibrator, take the impression off the vibrator, and fill it without pressing. Don't press the stone against. Just let it run off your mixing spatula. Same thing here. As you notice, I'm not losing any amount of mixing stone, the mixed stone. So I just put it almost, I am up to the vestibule. And just to ensure that I don't have bubbles at the top, just a very quick hit on the vibrator, very quick touch. That's it. And then I make sure that my stone is this here. So I put it on the side, and then I start with the remaining amount of stone. Completely, I put it on my clean piece of paper. Without pressing, as you see with the edge of my mixing bowl, I am sliding the stone off my mixing spatula. Completely take the stone off, and as you see, as high as possible here, without pressing, without doing anything. Just leave it as it is, and take care that you make sure of your stone is all on the piece of the paper. In the meantime, you leave it now for a few seconds and clean your mixing bowl. This is very important. It's not as like the rubber bowl. You have to clean it right away. So I have this first, I put it here. So I clean it even with the water that I have here in the bucket. And at the end, a little bit of water. Has to be crystal clean like this always. Nothing, especially the seals, the rubber, that's very important. Has to be completely clean. And then this will take maybe 10 seconds. This is also clean. And the same thing here. Even without the water first, just take the most amount of the stone in the bucket with your hand, and then run the water to complete this cleaning. Nothing has to be left, not a dot. Especially here, all clean. Look at this, completely clean. So you fill it with water. You cover it with very clean cover and put it on the shelf, ready for the next user. And this has to be all the time in this condition. And you come back here, at this time here, your stone is a little bit stiff. So basically you are ready to flip the impression into your base. So you see it's not that runny like before. And all what you have to do to make sure that you flip your impression upside down quickly and gently, and hold it on it, and then start to make sure it's level, and then it's high enough for your base. And with your buffalo knife, you make sure that your stone, it's covering all the necessary areas, especially the retromolar areas. So I take the stone from this side here, the back, and I make sure that my the molar areas are covered. And as you notice, I am concentrating on the areas that important